5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for the evening. It's the one and only Mr. Tim Bavard.
Hello! Hello, you wonderful, wonderful football-hating Bavarians. Yes, we're all in tonight. I didn't even know who was playing until about maybe half an hour ago. I think it's some two teams playing something somewhere. Here, Spain. Is it here? Do we care? We don't care, do we? Apparently people in St Leonard's do. I mean, who knew? I don't know. I thought we'd moved on. Anyway, enough about football. Are you enjoying the weather? Summer's over though now, isn't it? We had it, it's gone. There you go. Clocks go back in a few weeks, but never mind. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about all of that because I didn't mean to. I wanted to tell you I am very, very excited. Thank you. I know that's unusual, that's it. But are you excited? Yes, I love it. Well, I am extremely excited because I have just got back from walking a stretch of the Southwest Coast Path. Oh, I know. And I can prove it. Look, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it with this. There you are. You see? That's lovely, isn't it? That was a couple of weeks ago. And the great thing if you walk the Southwest Coast Path, I started walking the Southwest Coast Path about 4 years ago. I'm very, very slow. But I'm doing it in stages. But if you do the Southwest Coast Path, one of the great things is, navigationally, it's very, very easy. When you start, if the sea's on your right, you're good, and keep going. And that's it. That's my navigational tactic. Anyway, I was inspired. I have no idea where that bit was. I was walking from Falmouth to Plymouth. It all looks like that. Anywhere you go, it all looks beautiful. But I was inspired to do this by a book. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it was that book. That is a lovely book. Who's read that book? You're all very literary, aren't you? Yes. Oh, I knew. And there's a film coming out at the end of the month. It doesn't give anything away for those of you that haven't read that book, which is a lovely, lovely book, written by Raynor Wynne. I only read that book a few months ago. When I was walking the path, people would say to me, "Have you read the book?" I said, "Well, I've read the book, yeah." And then they'd say this, but I said, "Not that book." Anyway, so I thought I must read the book. So I read the book, and it is lovely. And without giving anything away, because you find this out in the first few pages, Raynor Wynne and her husband Moth, they lose everything. They lose their house, they lose their money. He loses his health. With nothing, they decide to pack a couple of rucksacks and walk the Southwest Coast Path. You find that out in the beginning of the book, so I haven't spoiled it. You can go and buy the book and read the book and watch the film, and it's worth it. It's lovely and it's charming. But it wasn't that book that inspired me. It was this one. 500... Has anyone read that one? No, I didn't think you would have, because this one, I will just say, is arguably a lot more shallower than the Salt Path, okay? But at the same time, it's very, very funny. And it was this book that inspired me to walk the Salt Path. It was written in 1986 by a guy called Mark Wallington. And the premise of 500 Mile Walk is that, and I haven't got a copy anymore, I gave it away, and it's quite hard to find a copy now, but is that he's in his early 20s, his girlfriend has just dumped him. And he's absolutely devastated, as blokes in their 20s are when their girlfriends dump them, which is not an unusual occurrence. Anyway, he goes to a party and he sees a girl that he likes and he starts talking to her. And remarkably, he's now feeling a whole lot better. Anyway, he's talking to this lovely girl and he's asking questions, as you do. And he says to her, what does she like doing? And she says that she likes hiking. So she asks him, what does he like doing? And he says, I like hiking. That's a complete lie. The furthest he has ever hiked in his life is to the pub that is at the end of his road. He has never hiked further than that. Anyway, the conversation goes on, and she says she's off to hike the US Appalachian Way, and asks him where he's going on his hike next, knowing that hikers... Now, earlier that morning, he had read an article in the newspaper talking about the Southwest Coast Path. So he lied and said he was going to go and do the Southwest Coast Path. But as I say, it was another lie. Then she said, as hikers do, "Are you planning on hiking this solo?" Now, earlier in his conversation with her, he had established that she likes dogs. He doesn't like dogs, and he didn't have a dog. So he lied and said, no, he wasn't doing it solo, he was going to walk it with his dog. And this is a true story, by the way, it's a true story. So anyway, Monday comes, and he quits his job, because he didn't like it anyway, goes to see his best mate and says, "Can I borrow your tent, rucksack, and dog?" And sure enough, his best mate lends him the dog, rucksack, and tent, and off he goes, and he hikes the Southwest Coast Path from Minehead around to Poole. He calls it 500-mile Walkies. That is obviously wrong. It is about 630 odd, but I don't know. They haven't changed it since then. Maybe the measuring sticks were all wrong. But he walks it, he gets back. He's all tanned, and he's much fitter, and he's very excited. So he makes some inquiries about where this girl is. Can he meet up with her? She's gone off to hike the US Appalachian Way, as she said she would, with her new boyfriend. So there's a lesson there, isn't there? I don't know where it is. That might help some of us.